Hello fellow Auraxians, my name is LinkFrost and welcome back to Road to the Fortuna. Some of you might be asking, what is Road to the Fortuna? Well, it's a weapon review marathon where I obtain 5 Auraxian medals on 5 different carbines available to the new conglomerate arsenal and review each and every one of them. I will finish off the marathon with a review of the 19A Fortuna, the Auraxian carbine that is awarded to NC, engineers, and light assaults for getting 5 Auraxian medals on 5 carbines. But of course, I'm going to Auraxian that weapon before reviewing it. This is just a heads up, I am sick right now as of the time I've been recording this video, which means my voice will sound a bit different, so just bear with me. Anyways, today is part 3 of part 6, and the weapon that is going to be reviewed today is the Genudyne Dynamics 7F, aka the GD-7F, the new conglomerate's definition of a pure bullet hose. Genudyne Dynamics' initial venture into carbines produced the GD-7F. Its high rate of fire makes it an effective weapon in close quarters combat situations. I will be showing you all the statistics of the GD-7F, some recommended attachment options, playstyles, and a new addition to the upcoming weapon reviews. Thanks to Rel, I now have access to recoil values. This could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on whether you like numbers or not. But anyways, the price tag of this weapon is either 1000 certification points or 700 station cash. And unlocking this weapon in the station cache will allow any other NC characters you have to use the GD-7F. Maybe you are looking to invest in a weapon like the GD-7F for your other factions. If you play the Vanu Sovereignty, then you will want to go with the Serpent VE92, and the closest thing the Terran Republic has to the GD-7F is the LC2 Lynx. Let's dive into what this weapon's statistics has to offer. The GD-7F fires at 845 rounds per minute, which alongside the Blitz are the fastest firing weapons available to the new conglomerate. Seriously, an NC carbine that fires at 845 rounds per minute is just crazy. The damage model is 143 damage maximum at 10 meters, and it drops off to the minimum damage of 100 at 60 meters. With this damage model, it will take 7 shots to kill anyone at 10 meters, 8 shots to kill anyone between 11 and 31 meters, 9 shots to kill between 32 and 47 meters, and 10 shots to kill at 48 meters and beyond. The muzzle velocity is 500 meters per second, which is surprisingly fast for a close quarters carbine. Now, here's the big downside to the weapon, the reload speed. It reloads at 3 seconds flat if you completely empty out the magazine, but if you reload with at least 1 bullet left, you'll reload at 2.7 seconds. Regardless, the reload speed is pretty long for this weapon, and paired with the magazine size of 30 rounds and the crazy rate of fire, you're going to dump your magazines pretty quickly. But it does have an ammo pool of 210 rounds, which is one more magazine than most other NC carbines, and that's always nice. Now, let's check out the recoil values, and thanks again, Rel, if you're watching. This weapon has an unusual recoil pattern which travels up and to the left. The recoil angle is -19 to -17.5 degrees. The horizontal recoil value is 0.225 to 0.25 degrees, and the vertical recoil value is 0.31 degrees. The weapon has a first shot recoil multiplier of 2 times, meaning that the first shot of this weapon in a burst will always double the recoil strength of 0.31 degrees to 0.62 degrees. The hip-fire accuracy of the weapon is okay, and through some testings, the cone of fire while standing and crouching with the GD-7F is the same as the AF-19 Mercenary, but this was tested without laser sights. The aim down sight's movement speed multiplier is 0.5, which is normal for a lot of weapons in the game. The recommended engagement range for this weapon is obviously close quarters. It has an extremely high rate of fire and good damage at close range. Avoid using this weapon at longer ranges. Its damage is just too poor and the recoil is hard to control at a distance. So let's check out what this weapon has access to so that you can properly equip yourself for proper close quarters engagements. For optics, the GD-7F can equip anything from scopes 1x through 4x, including a heat-seeking night vision scope. I personally recommend a 1x reflex sight, more specifically the 1x Techlight Reflex red dot sight, since this scope gives me a clear view of what I am shooting at, but this is all just personal preference. I wouldn't recommend any other sight with a different magnification, even the heat-seeking night vision scope, because you aren't going to have fun with them, trust me, unless you're MLG. For barrel attachments, you can equip the standard suppressor and the flash suppressor, and both are solid options. The suppressor is good only for extreme close quarters, and the flash suppressor is another good choice so long as you aren't trying to fight enemies from a huge distance. I sometimes run with a suppressor depending on the fighting situation. Otherwise, I don't run with any barrel attachments. But I hear the flash suppressor is a good choice, so you might want to try that out. For rail attachments, there's the dark light flashlight, a forward grip, and an advanced laser sight. Never ever used a flashlight, but it all depends on whether you aim down sights or hip fire a lot to decide on the forward grip or the laser sight. I've tried the laser sight for about halfway throughout my Auraxian medal, and then I used the forward grip for the other half. I think that I'd prefer the forward grip since I aim down sights a lot with this gun, but if you primarily hip fire, then the advanced laser sight would work for you. I do tend to switch between those two attachments though. And last, there's the option of soft point ammo, and you should always run this, as this will increase your maximum damage range by 5 meters. There's pretty much no downsides to soft point ammo other than the decreased muzzle velocity, but that isn't noticeable at all. Now let me give you some tips and advice so you can properly use this weapon. My first tip is to know your limits with this weapon's magazine size and when it comes to reloading. This weapon is not built for eliminating multiple targets with just one clip. Your magazine could be capable of only killing 1 or 2, or if you are really lucky, possibly even 3 targets at most before needing to reload. Since this weapon fires fast and your magazine size is pretty low, room to miss is big, so even after killing just 1 target, you could have already wasted half of your clip. My advice for low aim players is that if you eliminate a target with at least half a magazine full, then you won't need to reload unless you're sure it's safe to. But if you're below half, find somewhere safe to reload because the next time you go head to head with somebody, you may not come out alive. And speaking of reloading, when you do, you need to reload at a safe spot and at a smart time. Seriously, the long reload speed to me is the weapon's biggest downside. Make sure there's absolutely no hostile targets nearby because if they catch you in a reload, it will surely spell your doom. Another important thing is to simply stay within a proper engagement range. Don't engage enemies in long ranges. Always try to engage as close to them as possible. This weapon's recoil is really difficult to control at long range, and even if you do land those shots, it won't deal a whole lot of damage, so any other long range weapons like assault rifles will surely get the drop on you at those distances. This weapon was built for close quarters and should only stay in close quarters. Now let's check out this weapon on the light assault and the engineer classes. I think that this weapon is great for the light assault since you can use your jump jets to get to higher ground, surprise the enemy with an ambush, eliminate them quickly, reload, and then continue the process. The thing I don't recommend is engaging multiple targets, so try to eliminate opponents one at a time. Now, this weapon for engineers is also pretty good too, especially for an aggressive frontline playstyle. Even though your magazines will dry out quickly, you are an engineer with an ammo pack, so you won't even need to worry about running out of ammo. Overall, this weapon is only useful to highly skilled new conglomerate soldiers. I wouldn't recommend this weapon for beginners since it has a fast fire rate, a long reload speed, and troublesome recoil. This weapon will definitely take some time to getting used to. It's a good addition to the new conglomerate arsenal because it's definitely something different. It's rewarding to skilled players with high aim. And last, for the final 2 questions, was the grind for the Auraxian medal worth it? I honestly have to say no. I sort of have a love-hate relationship with the GD-7F. Sometimes I would just utterly kick ass and make me feel like I could take on the whole world with it. And other times it would just put me in a bad mood. All I have to say is that I'm glad that this is over with. To me, getting my medal with this weapon was pretty frustrating. Now for the other question, will I ever come back to the GD-7F? My answer is not really. Don't get me wrong, this is a good gun with possibly the best time to kill. It's just, I feel that other carbines for me will get the job done better. People have their own opinions. Only rarely will I ever come back to it. Probably if I wanted a challenge, then I'd want to rely on the GD-7F. Well, part 3 is over, and that means that we are halfway done with this marathon. Hope you all enjoyed the video. What do you think about the GD-7F? Do you think it should be changed or kept the same? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, then leave a like, and also don't forget to share it with your friends, and if you are new to the channel, then subscribe for more videos like this. The next part will be the NS11C, but until next time, stay frosty, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.